Hey fellas, and welcome back to With a Y. Today I need you to lock in, like, immediately. Every now and then, the channel comes across the next great social media versus series. A while ago, I ran into, like, the robo battles that people would run, where it's like two remote-controlled robot cars trying to kill each other. A while ago, it was horse race tests, and I think this new one, Earclacks' ball battles, might be closer to horse race tests than anything else I've seen. And truth be told, I've actually seen these ball battle simulations before. I just haven't seen them blow up in quite the way that they are doing now. And just to get you onboarded with the type of shit that we're going to be dealing with throughout this video, we're going to be looking at one full matchup that initially caught my eye. Ancient Sumerian Himadachi said, "Are y'all seeing this shit?" At like 53,000 likes, and, you know, seeing the amount of investment people were having, I had to watch the original before I could see what takes people were having. This is Unarmed versus Laser. Basically, the different balls have different weapon sets that do damage based on a certain amount of criteria. Like, if Unarmed over here runs into the Laser's laser field, it takes damage. Meanwhile, Unarmed has to physically bump into Laser in order to do damage to him. This matchup that Earclacks set up was neck and neck and like had me biting my nails that I'm like basically down to the cuticle now.
Unarmed versus Laser. Fight one.
Like, you see that? Unarmed does more damage to Laser because it has to make physical contact. This is the kind of balancing we're looking at. You can see the stats down here. Max speed, 3.5, interval, 0.82, speed/damage 3. You see, if, like, Laser can get a nice spree on Unarmed over here, it can do a lot of damage if it, like, is able to track it correctly or if Unarmed stays in a convenient location. But those hits are devastating, and if Laser finds its back turned to Unarmed, it is just gonna take back shots, like, absolutely bruised on the cheeks. Like, look at that, dude, rinsed, and, like, Unarmed is just dodging these lasers pretty much frame perfect. It's stacking its shit! Unarmed is down to half its health already, and it has a lot of room to catch up, and it needs to steady its aim, like, immediately if it doesn't want to get folded right now. The thing is, like, it just takes, like, one good streak like this to even it up. Look at that! 20 damage done, but, like, those big hits are nothing to sneeze at! Ooh, 21! You see, for a split second there, it was perfectly even. Off of one laser spree, we were on 14-15, one clash, and then, like, if Unarmed gets another good hit in, it's over. It's over. But oh my god, it slows down to show you the final hit, because look how close this shit was getting by the end. They have an exchange here. Fucking Unarmed just barely misses the graze on Laser, and Laser is able, just by, like, having Unarmed pass in its field of vision, it might clutch this out. Fucking Christ! Fucking Christ! It came down to the absolute last second. They literally traded, but Unarmed lost its last HP by just a split second. Laser was already dead, but its DPS was already registered as having gone through. So it's like an MMA. If the two guys knock each other out simultaneously, do you count that as a draw, or do you do it based on, like, who got knocked out first by the millisecond? You have to go to the camera for that. And that was just, like, too close. So, like, we have to see this run back again. Come on. Significantly lower energy start than we had the last time. These guys are not doing anything crazy. Oh my god, Laser is getting juggled! Holy shit! Just avoided having 6-7 health and getting clowned even harder. Oh my god, yeah, Unarmed's got this one, dude. Unarmed's got this. It's just hitting every angle perfectly. Not even close. We don't even know run that back to a third because it was clearly a fluke that Laser was able to pull back even something close to a comeback that first round. Genuinely has you gripping your armrests until, like, it's over, man. Like, it's like your eyes are peeled open when you're watching that shit. Let's look at the commentary. Unarmed just throttled that guy in round 2. Like, the fucking juggle combos. This Cocomelon shit gets serious! It's not Cocomelon. There's genuine strategy here, and if you were a mathematician, you would understand what angles were necessary to maximize the chances of win against a given opponent. That's Rock Lee, you can't fool me. I mean, the Unarmed guy basically just took off his weight restraints to have even a chance against a guy that should have a theoretically OP weapon. Unlike Rock Lee, he actually managed to secure the win and went on to be shit. Now, you would think that Unarmed is just generally the worst one, but because it has like 360 degrees of, like, hitbox it can work with, it ends up being one of the hardest opponents you can face. For comparison, we have a super Unarmed 1 versus 8 here. The 8 red balls are all working in tandem trying to fight a significantly stronger Unarmed super Unarmed. They do rotations and they have to hit the opponent with these weapons to count as damage, so their angle of attack matters much more than Unarmed's, like, 360-degree range.
Super Unarmed.
Like, look at this, like, they're... It's like a hodgepodge, but you can see, like, Unarmed is just tanking all of this shit, man. Like, they are throwing everything they have at him, like the Avengers going up against Thanos on Titan, and it's not doing shit. given Unarmed is only doing chip damage to any of these, he's probably better off trying to solo one like he is with Sword over here. Got him down to half health. It's a matter of if these guys can corner him long enough and get, like, these little chip damages off on him in order to, like, survive, even if not everybody gets out alive by the end of it. Like, you see Sword, first one out, and we have another one over here that's, like, probably next on the chopping block if this hit they're taking from Super Unarmed is anything. They've got him below half health, but the less guys they have, the less wiggle room they have to actually operate and try and trap him in a corner so that they can, like, get chip damage from a distance. Another one taken out, and now they're falling like dominoes, and it's up to the Lancer over here to do any of it. And I don't think he's gonna pull it off. Super Unarmed just has more health and doesn't rely on the angle tactics. And Super Unarmed just, like, speed blitzed him after just getting, like, that boost from the consecutive hits. It wasn't even close by the end of it. The best chance they had was when the more of them were on the playing field, and the more that Super Unarmed took off, like, just wasn't even a chance. Genuinely cracked. Let's see this matchup. Laser versus Wrench. I want to see... Now, from my understanding, Wrench is kind of a mechanic class. You'd be surprised how in-depth the mechanics of this thing can go. Where, like, Wrench is putting down turrets that can hit Laser from a bunch of different angles. But I want to see Laser put out a good showing here, since we've seen them perform the best against Unarmed, and on their own, I'll mind you that.
Wrench versus Laser.
Dinged him with the wrench, and he's putting down turrets that, like, can get chip damage on Laser while we're doing this. I think it's smart that Wrench is playing his distance while he tries to let his turrets get the work done, but if Laser's able to get enough spin that, like, he can get a pass at Wrench eventually, it's going pretty bad for Wrench right now. It's almost like his turrets are, like, helping Laser avoid getting hit by the melee attack that Wrench has going for it. He's managed to tie it up pretty convincingly, but it's honestly not as strong of a lead as I think he should have. The turrets just have incredibly bad aim and are acting more as, like, helping Laser bounce around more economically away from Wrench's actual wrench attack than to do any damage to him. The only thing they're really helping Wrench do is, like, blocking the Laser itself. Which is not gonna matter much when, like, yup, and that's a wrap, dude. Honestly, you'd think a ball with as big a toolkit as Wrench has would be able to put up a better fight than it did, but its own moves were working against it a bunch. Laser 0.2 seconds before the bell rings. God, please. Wrench is a fraud for this, not gonna lie. Even when I start to think Wrench could actually pull it off, fell for it again award. Now, we have Staff versus Duplicator, and the reason I'm looking at this one is someone has strong opinions saying Unarmed would body the shit out of Duplicator, so let's see what Duplicator does against a tertiary opponent before we see what they do in the Staff Duplicator matchup.
Duplicator, fight 1.
Now the thing with Duplicator is I can't tell if they have a shared health pool or if Duplicator is, like, able to spread out the damage it takes a bunch. Oh yeah, no, Duplicator is absolutely fucking rigged, dude. That might be the most cracked one there is. Oh my god, dude, that's a whole xylophone, like, that's a whole xylophone glissando. That was quick as shit. We have enough time for, like, 30 more seconds of the fight and for another matchup. Staff is, like, relying heavily on its ranged spells, but it's like trying to hit a bunch of opponents at once. It doesn't really have the toolkit to deal with what Staff doesn't really have the toolkit to deal with what Duplicator's dishing out here. And Duplicator, unfortunately, just replicates too quickly for, like, any of the damage that's being done to it to matter, because it just is able to spread the amount of targets that Staff has to hit exponentially. Like, look at that, dude. They're just bouncing off each other. Like, they're more of a threat to themselves than Staff ever was. It's like a heat molecule. It's like a diagram of heat molecules you got in elementary school when you were taught what fucking atoms were.
Who will win?
Alright, let's see Unarmed versus Duplicator. Anywhere that Unarmed touches on these guys is gonna deal damage, but Duplicator has a lot of places that it can take damage at without going down.
Unarmed versus Duplicator. Who will win?
Strong showing, strong showing. Ooh, 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 oh man, this is, like, more even than you'd thought, but, like, The fact that Duplicator duplicates exponentially, like it doubles every single one of its ball instances will double, makes it like a really tricky battle. If it duplicated one at a time instead of like 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, then I could see this being closer, but just absolutely clinched. I think Duplicator might be the most busted thing in the meta right now. I'm sick to my stomach. They need to euthanize Duplicator. Unarmed mains take 1 L and call for bans. Fucking typical. I mean, that I could almost agree with that if we didn't see how thoroughly Duplicator basically rinses anything it ever goes up against. I'm getting into this Earclacks shit. Now, why the fuck is Duplicator allowed to roam the streets? I agree, easily like the most busted thing in the game right now. How the other balls describe Duplicator?
He was a serial killer who bragged about killing people, and he professed and confessed to be a demon.
He was dead, bruh. If he wanted you out of there, he'll go do it himself on feet.
Genuinely, one of the most accurate uses of this joke I've ever seen. Potentially the thumbnail for this video, Duplicator spotted with Epstein and old photos resurfaced. Could easily be AI generated. They always try to take a winner down. He could just be like Shohei Ohtani, where like no one's as good as him. On the other end of the spectrum, we have people saying Grower is genuinely the worst ball to ever hit the scene. And listen, guys, when we look at little internet fighting rings like this, we love to see our underdogs and root for them. We need to see just how dogshit he is, though. This video is only 15 seconds long. This could be like an embarrassingly short matchup. I don't think it's going to be fun to watch. This might feel more like euthanasia than an actual fight.
Flask versus Grower. Who will win?
It's like he just increases his hitbox, but his damage doesn't get any better. So, like, the other guy can get more bounces on him, and he's just auto-juggled. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, this is fucking hard to watch, guys. Oh!
Flask versus...
They don't even give him a redo because, like, he was, like, pretty close. Like, they were pretty much neck and neck health-wise by the end, but, like, they don't give him a second chance. I feel like if the Flask wasn't able to create other extra AoEs of DPS output, then, like, Grower would have had a genuine chance here. I agree with this assessment. It's a very bad matchup for him. He actually takes Flask's entire DPS while also taking damage from multiple puddles. There really is no such thing as a good matchup for him. I disagree, man. Let's see some of the other ones. I will be watching the situation as it develops. Be sure to check out @Earclacks if you guys want to follow the stuff he's doing. This shit is not no joke, man, alright? I need y'all to take it as seriously as I do. In the meantime, be sure to follow me on Twitter @withY. My email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off with love.